Hi everyone, welcome back to Living Even Keeled. I'm Patricia. Today I want to show you a few finds that I think you might find interesting. It's just 3 little things, maybe 4, that I have been using for a while that I think are fun and I want to tell someone about them, so I'm telling you guys. The first thing here behind me is this pair of socks. I told you it's a few finds. It's like gonna be random. So these socks are from Amazon. They are called Bearing. Here's the brand. They are athletic socks. I got the gray and white. I think they might also come in black. These are the perfect sock for anyone who walks a lot, jogs, does a treadmill, or if you like to wear like Converse and you don't really want your sock to show, but you also don't want it to slide down. So that's what this is for. This little extra lip here really protects the part where you are most likely to get a blister, the part where it would rub on your heel. It never falls down. So this summer has been great, but I did buy these back in about January or February. I wore them to Disney World. We wore them to the local amusement park around town, to the zoo. I wear them when I jog on the treadmill. Perfect sock, love it. It's so comfortable too. When I first put it on, it's like I had never worn a sock before in my life and it changed everything. I mean, I've obviously worn socks, but nothing like this. It's like almost compresses. It's like a little hug. It's nice and like, I want to say tight, but it's not tight, but it's the perfect fit. I'm a woman's size 8 and I love them. I don't know if you can see that, but it's so lovely. It's just like a little hug. I love the way it feels. And if your shoes are already comfortable, this will be a good compliment. And if they're not, this actually might do the trick for you. It's almost like having a Dr. Scholl's like insert in there as well. Okay, moving on. This next find is also from Amazon. I think this may be over a year old by now. It's a spray water bottle. The cool thing about this, it has two things, a very, very fine mist, and when you spray it, because of that fine mist, a lot of water comes out before you have to press it again. So unlike traditional squirt bottles where you squeeze and the water comes out as long as you squeeze, so it's like spray, spray, spray. With this, it's spray, shh, spray, shh. I will show you in just a minute. I first got this though for my hair. It's a good way if you have curly hair and you wear product in your hair. It's a good way to refresh it on like the 2nd or 3rd day. I find that that's nice just to give a little water, give a little scrunch, and you don't really need to add any more product after that. My family loves it to cool off, and I do too. Just plain water is so good when you're hot. I will spray this on my face a few times midday just to sort of refresh. Ready to see the mist? Let's see. So once you get going and do like a lot, you'll see that it just keeps coming out over and over again. In fact, one of my hairdressers, that's who it was. It was in March. March would have been about a year that I got this. The lady who cut my hair last March, not like a year and a half ago, she used this and she said it really saves her wrist because she doesn't have to spray as much when she's doing her client's hair. My next find was actually a gift from my husband for Valentine's Day. So again, February. So these things are tried and true for me. These are essential oil perfumes. I have a couple of favorites that I've found from Victoria's Secret years ago. So one of them has been discontinued. The other one's probably filled with toxins. I like to try. I am not like all or nothing when it comes to green living. I think it's nice to try and implement less toxic things into your lives, but I am not a role model. I am not preaching anything. I just would like to have more natural things in my life, and here is one of them. So it's from an Etsy shop called The All Natural Face, and she makes fragrances that are dupes of well-known popular name brand but somewhat toxic fragrances. These are both roll-ons and they are made with essential oils, so they do not last all day like a perfume might, but that is okay. A little reapplication is fine. So I got the Love Spell knockoff and it's called Love Spell-ish, and the Breathless, which is my #1 favorite knockoff, and it's called Breathless-ish. These were only $5 each. My husband told me they were $5. I couldn't believe it. Once he told me that, I stopped being stingy because I'm pretty stingy with the way I use most of my products. you know, I'll only use it a little bit and I'll only use it sometimes. But once he said it was $5, I started wearing it every day since then. So I will be repurchasing from her once these are out. I'll see if I can find the shop and link it for you. Again, these were a gift, so I don't know anything about the link. I just received the gift, but I'll go find it for you. And my last find kind of is more of a favorite type of thing. I believe it was last August I showed you this planner. I got it at Target, but it's West Emery. It's about time for it to be done. So I'm just about ready to retire this. I really love this planner. I started using it in December of 2018 and I'm still using it up until yesterday, because today that I'm filming it's August 1st. And so now that it's August, I'm gonna switch over to the academic planner I have. But this was very simple. It's flat, it does not take up a lot of room in a purse or a backpack or a tote bag. It only had the month view, so it just had the month and then one page after that was just like lines. That's all I really needed though. I love to write, I'm a doodler, so this was all I really needed if I wanted to kind of brain dump when my girls were at story time. I had space where I can do that. Plus in the very back, there's some blank pages that I did definitely utilize. It started to come off of the binding a little bit, as you can see, but I did like that it came with its ribbon as a page marker. So I have my new one. I also got it from Target. It's Mead. Yeah, Mead, Cambridge brand. It is spiral bound, so it's not like the flat one here, but that's okay. I feel like spiral bound is kind of nice sometimes to fold your papers back. However, sometimes the binding does get in the way of your hand when you're writing. Just pointing out some facts in case you want to get something like this. Now it does also have the month view. Man, I wrote like on everything already. I have things filled in here because I got the school calendar and I just transferred everything in. But it has the month view, and unlike my previous one, there is a page for every week, like a 2-page layout for every week of the month as well. So each day gets a little bit of a rectangular opening here. I thought that this might be better for me this year because I have 2 kiddos involved in school programs. So my oldest will be in kindergarten and my youngest will be in pre-kindergarten. We're juggling transportation schedules and fundraisers and Halloween parades, and so I kind of thought I needed a little more space. My favorite thing to see when I am getting organized though is the month at a glance. That's what I'm used to. That's what makes sense to me. I can kind of visualize what I've got going on. The week though, while it doesn't help me plan the way I like to, it does give me an opportunity to write down a couple of to-dos, couple of reminders. I can even use it for YouTube if I have an idea. I can jot it down in there. So we'll see. I do like the peach color. I'll just rip this off, peel off this little sticker tag. It's not much bigger, so it can still fit in my purse. I just thought of 2 more things. I already took the tripod down, so I'm holding this camera, but just a few things. I have to tell you about the books I just read. So in July, I read 2 fiction books. I think they were the first fiction books of the entire year that I've read. I really gravitate toward like self-improvement, but that's not always fun, and it's summertime and it's joy-filled July, or it was. So the first one I read, it was called Something in the Water. This is a Reese Witherspoon book club suggestion. I have so many of her book clubs suggestions on request on hold at my library, so I can't wait for them all to come in. She picks really good, sort of like mystery, they're tantalizing. Like if Lifetime movies were books, I feel like that's what some of her suggestions are. Not to, you know, diminish the quality of the books. They're good, I like that. I find them really like page turnery. So it's based on like this couple on their honeymoon and there's something in the water. They went scuba diving. They found something that was completely life-changing. I'll just tell you that the first chapter starts with the main character digging a grave. And it's not a giveaway because that's like the first sentence of the book. The second one I read was by my favorite fictional author. If you want a page turner, edge of your seat, mystery, twist kind of thing, you got to read Jodi Picoult. I love her books. I used to have a collection, then I decluttered everything and I don't regret it. I still remember all of her books and I love them. She's the author of one of the really popular books, My Sister's Keeper, and so many others. Like every 2 years she comes out with a new one and I love them. I really, really love them. Oh, I just turned it in. What was it called? Small Great Things. This book, like a lot of her books, is fiction, but all of her books are fiction, but it's based on actual events. It's based on, and like kind of inspired by real life. This one was a race story, like ethnicity, race, cultural differences, and I didn't know what to expect. I went to the library, I found her name, I found a title I hadn't read, and I picked it up. I can trust her. I don't even have to read the synopsis or the book jacket or the back of the book. I just know I'm gonna like her stories, and I loved it. It was about black and white specifically. It was, I'm trying to give you a synopsis without telling you what happens. The main characters are a white supremacist and an African-American nurse. So much mystery, so much surprise. I completely recommend it. I love it. You need to read it. It will open your mind. You will be woke. You will learn things from each side that you maybe never knew, never thought about. Please experience this book. Okay, just a few things. I hope that you like this concept of video because I want to try and do it for you monthly. I'm not going to commit, so I will probably just stick to monthly because I don't come across things that often, but I'm sure that I can find a few things to do monthly for you, and I anticipate them being just as random as today's. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.